Why manipulation feels invisible. Manipulation rarely feels like control. If it did, most people would resist it immediately. Instead, it arrives quietly, through guilt that feels reasonable, through urgency that feels important, through fear that feels protective, through kindness that feels earned. And because it doesn't announce itself, people mistake manipulation for responsibility, loyalty, or even love. The Stoics saw this clearly. They understood that manipulation does not overpower you, it slips past you. Not through force, but through emotion. And this is why even intelligent, disciplined, self-aware people still fall into it. Because intelligence does not protect you from emotional blindness. Only awareness does. Once you see this clearly, truly see it, manipulation loses its grip forever. Part I. The Great Stoic Divide, Perception vs. Reality. Marcus Aurelius wrote something that seems simple, but changes everything. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Most people never separate these two things. What happens? What they feel about what happens. Manipulation thrives in this confusion. Someone says something. You feel something. And without noticing, you obey the feeling. But feelings are not facts. They are signals. When you confuse them with reality, you surrender control. The Stoic does not suppress emotion. He observes it. An observation creates space. Space is where freedom lives. Part II. Why self-focus makes you easy to control. Modern life trains people to look inward constantly. How do I feel? How am I being perceived? Did I say the right thing? What do they think of me? This constant self-monitoring creates vulnerability. Because when your attention is trapped inside yourself, you stop watching others. And manipulation does not require intelligence. It requires unnoticed intent. Epictetus taught that the person who cannot step outside their emotions will always be led by them. The Stoic shift is subtle but powerful. From self-absorption to external awareness. Not judgment, not suspicion, just observation. Part III. Observation, the Stoic superpower. Watch people closely and calmly. Not what they say, how they say it. Not their words, their timing. Not their stories, their patterns. Manipulators reveal themselves through repetition. The same pressure points. The same emotional triggers. The same moments of urgency. A Stoic does not react immediately. He pauses. And in that pause, something remarkable happens. The emotional hook loses tension. Because manipulation depends on speed. Urgency is its oxygen. Remove urgency, and the illusion collapses. Part IV. Emotional hooks and how they work. Every manipulation uses one of four hooks. 1. Guilt. You owe me. After everything I've done. 2. Fear. If you don't act now, something bad will happen. 3. Approval. You're the only one I trust. You're different from the rest. 4. Obligation. It's your responsibility. You should do this. The Stoic response is not confrontation. It is clarity. You silently ask, what emotion is being activated right now? And once you name it, it loses power. Part V. The Stoic use of pause. The pause is deadly to manipulation. Not a dramatic pause. Not a confrontational silence. A calm, neutral delay. I need time to think. Let me get back to you. I'll consider it. These words do not accuse. They do not explain. They simply break momentum. Marcus Aurelius practiced this constantly. He delayed reaction. And in that delay, reason returned. Part VI. See your own weak spots. This is the hardest Stoic lesson. Manipulation works where self-honesty is missing. If you fear rejection, you can be pressured. If you crave approval, you can be flattered. If you avoid conflict, you can be cornered. Stoicism does not shame these traits. It exposes them. Seneca believed that self-knowledge was the foundation of freedom. When you admit, "This is where I am vulnerable," you stop being controlled by it. Part VIA. Calm as armor. Manipulative people thrive on reaction, confusion, defensiveness, urgency, emotion. Calm denies them all four. Calm is not passive. It is controlled strength. When you stay calm, they cannot rush you. They cannot scare you. They cannot guilt you. They cannot provoke you. Calm turns manipulation into noise. Part VII. The moment you see clearly. There comes a moment, quiet but unmistakable, when you realize nothing has changed externally. The same people, the same words, the same situations. But manipulation no longer works, because you are no longer mistaking emotion for instruction. You see intent. You see patterns. You see pressure. And seeing is enough. You don't need to argue. You don't need to expose. You don't need to confront. You simply stop responding the same way. And control disappears. The Stoic freedom. Remember this Stoic truth. Manipulation ends the moment awareness begins. Not awareness of others, but awareness of yourself, your emotions, your triggers, your patterns. Once you see clearly, no one can move you without your consent. This is not detachment. This is mastery. This is Stoic guy. This is clarity. This is freedom.